Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Nightcap Knowledge. My name is George Patterson. My co-host Mac Epps is here, and we will talk tonight about wearing the truth. Typically on Nightcap Knowledge, we don't fan no flies, we don't tell no lies. We always tell the truth. We don't talk about wearing it tonight. It's Mac is in the building, George is in the building. It's Nightcap Knowledge each and every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Let's go. All I did was join in. I don't know what you do. Playing the maracas. What we was doing?
Hey, was that the Cosby Show when they talking about playing the drums? It's like all thing we did was whack, 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 whack. But I wanted to go like you just go whack, whack, whack.
That's how you start out playing the drum.
Right. It was like, but I want to go do this, but you got to start out whack, whack, whack.
But we were doing this. It looked like that's some
yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Man, what is the deal, Pickle?
Hey man, we podcasting in the wild right now.
In the wild.
Podcast in the wild, baby.
Podcast in the wild with DJ George Chuck. Go where you never been before in the woods.
We've been here before, so just to keep it 100 and all the way funky. As some of the gentlemen and ladies out there would say, we are at the White House Hotel. It's a beautiful facility. We were here tonight. Thank you for my beverage. Thank you so much. We were here tonight doing some AV work. We said that we were going to continue to party and allow ourselves a time outside of the home studio. So we have it's some cool scenery. It's noisy, but hopefully, Mac, you have the ability to hear me pretty well with the noise gate that I got on the microphone. Got my headphones. I'll be able to hear you and minimize the noise that we have in the background. So that's where we at, man. We in Biloxi. We ain't in Gulfport tonight. We all the way away from the house.
Oh yeah, y'all all the way there, man. So since you're in a nice establishment, I'm going to kick it off with some Pinot Noir. I'm drinking wine tonight. So
I'm drinking old fashioned.
old fashioned. We made some old fashions Saturday night. Shout out to Phi Beta Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Mu Sigma chapter, the Jackson Metro chapter for the Image Award Gala and
That's
Scholarship
right, the Image
Banquet.
Award.
Yeah, man, it was a great showing.
Who y'all honor this year, man?
We had a lot of great folks, man. We had I think his name is James J. Coleman, Jackson Hines Comprehensive, Miss Willie Jones. I'm around it around. Um, Bishop with Pastor Stephen Cook of Anderson, he's a Sigma. Sister Sandrina Lofton, who's a Zeta, but she's in Simpson County. She always comes. Her and her crew was there Tuesday night. They did the Omega service for the soror that had passed. Then they showed up Tuesday night for the sleep out to help out with the sleep out as they usually do. And then our very own from Tougaloo College, DJ David Jamerson, who has been all around the country in education. One of his special handshakes for his students. He was probably the youngest in the crew, but yeah, he was one of the ones that was honored in the field of education. And then we had special awards. Your friend and ours, brother Poe Country, got a lifetime achievement award too.
Oh man, that's what's up, brother Jasper.
Poe Country.
Hey, that's all right.
I was just thinking about in the fraternities, not just in an individual fraternity. There are certain men that stand out that we talked about it. That everybody still call them brother, regardless of their organization. You got brother Jasper, then you got brother.
I'm gonna say this though, Mac. I'm gonna say I think we like that.
Huh?
I think that we are like that.
No, I'm talking about like brother Reed. Brother Reed is a Kappa. He's an older gentleman. He used to be the election commissioner in the city of Jackson. Pretty much everybody call him brother Reed, regardless. And for y'all, I'm trying to see who it would be that everybody just know them and just refer to them refer to them as that. I'm trying to think who it would be for the Qs.
In Jackson, I would say that it would be Billy Roby, longtime VP of student affairs, not VP, but director of student activities at Jackson State. Who you thinking?
Tim Rush.
Brother Rush. Yeah. It has to be because Roby is a two syllable name.
Tim Rush. Yeah. Tim Rush, and his son is a Sigma.
Yeah.
So Tim Rush, but it's just like one
of his sons is a Sigma.
One of his sons is a Sigma.
Put some respect on his lineage.
Yeah, because listen, he reminds me of that now, of course.
Yeah.
But I just think about him and Jasper was like the same. They're gonna hem you up, and that's pretty much. Oh, you got two of them. You got two of them, Chuck. Visa.
Oh, no, that's Tougaloo though. Tim Rush gonna cut across Hines.
All of it, yeah.
Cut across Jackson State and Tougaloo. Beasley, he is 100% Tougaloo.
It don't matter what fraternity, sorority. It don't even matter if you Greek. It don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah, man. Good times though. Good times. But yeah, it was good. But the signature drink was old fashioned. So what did you do in your old fashioned? How you like it? What's your bourbon?
So I did 4 roses here tonight.
Okay.
Now, yeah, typically I like my old fashions with a rye, but I went with what the bartender says that she makes hers with. So I just stuck with that.
We did Bullet this
Bullet's
Saturday.
a good one. Did you do the rye or
Uh,
did
just the regular Bullet.
yeah?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, we
ain't
did.
nothing wrong with that, man. Bullet's a good
Yeah, but
bourbon.
I like. Well, I'm into Buffalo Trace more.
And
Um,
you like Elijah Craig too.
I like Elijah Craig. I like Elijah Craig. Like what else I got? Wolford is really good.
I love Woodford. I love the double up.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Wolford is really good, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look, man, go and give us some mental health minute, man. Like we've been talking
Well,
about bourbon and image awards. Give us some mental health minute, man.
Well, it's all connected. So bourbon, image awards, all of it. Even Chuck, big shout out. We missed his birthday. Big shout out to DJ George Chuck. But it said you are worthy. You're worthy of having greatness. You're worthy of having great things. You're worthy of opportunity. Um, elevation. You're worthy. Sometimes we might not think we are, and we definitely don't think we are better than anyone else. But you are worthy of those great things, including being recognized, including and in being able to enjoy a fine premium cocktail. You are
Yeah.
worthy of that. All those things. Sometimes you got to be able to say, I need to get this, and I need to do this. I do all these things. I'm worthy of that. So that was the mental health minute for Monday, that you are worthy. And you have to remind yourself of that sometimes. So that's it. What
Yeah,
about you?
bro.
What's the groove, Chuck?
Look, man, I can say that the groove was definitely family. The groove was being present and doing the necessary things to, I guess, tune out and tap in.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that's what challenged me tonight to be able to say, all right, can I set things up so that I know that I have a pod bag ready? Um, can I set things up so that I know that the boys have what they need to be successful at home tonight? That Shallon has what she needs to have to feel supported and be successful with the operations of our household while I might be absent. But even that, my birthday, which was November 28th, uh, I think the only time that I touched my phone was to play music, like just to put music in the background, man. And that was a groove. Like for me, it was literally, trying to be as present and in the moment and not um log on to social media, not to, send a bunch of text messages or respond to text messages or look at emails. And it was, being in the moment and allowing myself to be celebrated. So even when, my family sang happy birthday to me, I allow myself to just be in that moment. Um, Even throughout the day, I didn't take I attempted to not take pictures with my phone. I attempted to take every photo that I could with my actual handheld camera, my Sony A6. And it just allowed me to be present, man. And I think one of the things that we've been talking about privately, and I won't mention it here because it's one of them things that we know that we want it to be private. We want it to be unplugged. We want it to
Mm-hmm.
we used to watch MTV Unplugged where you have all these people that they would gather around their favorite artist, right? And the thing that they had was the music, or they had that music in that moment. And I think that some of the things that we got to tap back into is allowing for moments to be moments. And that's all I try to do, man. That's what's been the groove with me. And I think if I can say anything to anybody tonight that might listen or they might watch this after the broadcast concludes, is that man, try to live in the moment. Try to experience things as they happen. I know we want to document so much, and I'm not shying away from that because I've got some challenges that I want to issue to us as the host co-host of Nightcap Knowledge. I have some challenges that I want to issue to us as Black with No Chaser, in terms of being consistent and elevating what we've been doing. Um, like I want us to continue to push the envelope as far as content creation goes, but there are some additional things that we got to do as people to make sure that we enjoy the time that we have with each other. And I think the one time that I know consistently over probably the last, let's say, 4 years, that I put my phone down during alumni weekend. By the time we make it to Friday, Mac know where I'm gonna be at. If it's in the trailer, Shallon know where I'm gonna be at. She know that I'm gonna make either I'm gonna check in, I'm gonna make it to the hotel by a certain time. Them boys know where I'm gonna be at. And honestly, the entire Tougaloo family knows where Chuck is gonna be, and it's a wonderful thing to be present and to be able to be like, man, I ain't seen such and such in so long. And then we had this conversation at the corner of the tennis court, or they came into the trailer, or we sat down on Thursday night and watched the football game, and I got a chance to get to know, this young Tougalooan that's coming up that, they did the Phi Theta Kappa scholarship, but they about to graduate. They going. It's all of these different stories, man, that typically if we sitting up at the bar on social media, we don't get to have them conversations. And so I'm gonna tell y'all like this: music and moments is some of the things that we gotta reconnect with, and let the DJ cook.
Yeah.
Let the DJ cook, man.
Yeah.
The DJ is there in that moment. The DJ is not on their phone. The DJs that I know, they ain't on their phone. They are searching through this massive library of music because they're tapping into the people that are with them, and that the technology that they're using to file through this music, or to search through this massive library, is not them engaging with technology. It's literally them using their fingers to dig through the crates to allow the opportunity for more moments to happen. So, bro, that's my thing, man, and that's me wearing my truth. And if I ain't respond to you until today, or if I ain't got around to responding to your text message yet, just know that I've been living in the moments, and these little boys that I am responsible for, and the wife that allows me to share in this experience with her. Those are the people that matter the most. And if you're not thinking like that, you probably need to do some reevaluation of where your priorities are. Because if your priorities ain't about the people that's coming behind you and the people that's to the left and to the right of you, you think about the wrong thing. Y'all not be thinking about old girl that's on Facebook, or that's still streaming on TikTok or wherever they at. I ain't saying that you can't have some of that fun, but it's some real live family fun to be had just out in the backyard, watching the dog run around, chase their tail, while you having a great craft cocktail and sitting around with the fire, just enjoying yourself. So that's the groove. That's my truth, and I think that carries us into what we got to talk about tonight, which is wearing the truth. And I think, Mac, we 10 years in on the Sleepout. 10 years in on Breaking Bread. What? Chuck's 20
Fighting
years
obesity.
move. 10
Yeah,
years on fighting and obesity. How many years we been doing Greek Weekend?
I thought Greek Weekend started in 08. If I ain't mistaken.
You're right. I remember the first shirt in 08, because Tony and Preston gonna say that they won the first one. The first
Yeah.
stroll.
Oh God. Don't bring that up. Yeah. I think it was 08, man. It's I think the elevation and of different necessities, and also our evolving, priorities, and things change, for us in life. Because now, like I said, when we have a conversation, we literally talk about health and wealth. That's our conversation. That's our topics. That's and if it's not talking about family, so what you say, I think I was talking about this. We was talking about wearing. So this made 7 years since my grandmother passed. My grandmother passed in
Yeah.
2017 on Thanksgiving Day, November 23rd. Um, that November 23rd this year was a Saturday. We spent with one of our friends. Matter of fact, the Keith that stopped by the store, and our friend Dr. J, who lost her home. Um,
Yeah.
it took her. And she said it took her losing her home to just come and sit down and end up watching the game. Um, but that, and then of course at Thanksgiving. But it just so I think it was Monday. I got the call. My cousin Najaya, she lost her mom very unexpectedly, and that
Mm.
her funeral was today. And then about 2 o'clock that morning, Tuesday morning, I woke up from a message saying that our friend Karen had just lost her mom. Their mom transitioned the same day, very similar. They were found by their grandchildren. Um, and it was just like, you know what? I'm going to see my Uncle Jess.
Yeah.
It just, it was election day, it was sleep out day, and I
You made
said,
that run.
I'm going to check on him, make sure I can see him
Yeah.
uh, face to face, because I've been saying I'm coming up there. It's been a month or so, and I said I'm going to go see him, and he was happy. He was happy. He was happy to see me. He was happy to see me. Happy to see him, talk to him. Then we went back up there Sunday, and Dr. J is gonna kick me because she want me to talk about it. But um, we wrote for a grant for the Epps Institute for a health equity grant, um, and we got it right. So we got a program we kicked off that we're going to be able to provide the resources and education of a lot of the stuff that we were already doing. So it's going to be focused around physical health, everything from blood pressure checks to talking
Yeah.
about diabetes, to talking about financial literacy to mental health. And we kicked that off during World AIDS Day in my hometown in Lexington, right there on the square at the courthouse. I got a chance to see a lot of classmates, well, not a lot of classmates, but some classmates, a lot of people I knew. But it was just seeing the older community, those folks you kind of looked up toward. It was, as I talk about the the atlases of the world that were holding up the community. They did different things, and seeing them come and being happy to receive whatever we were given. And big shout out to Miss Sharon and Val Brown. They provided fresh fruit in the bags, T-shirts, and sanitizers. Um, and then B&B Barbecue provided smoked wings, baked it was potato salad, baked beans, and catfish. So they got a fruit bag and a hot plate, and the folks were very happy with it and very
That's
receptive.
sure.
So
I'll take that right
I
now.
bet, but going back to your home, and sewing back into the community and working with folks and being
Yeah.
well received, and folks ready to help, you know, and there's people that was ready to help. How can we do this? What we need to do? Because we're trying to provide more resources and to help folks to catch things early, to pay attention to their numbers. Um, so that was something that was how the Thanksgiving went, right? It was very, very, and we ain't gonna talk about the negative, but just say we got a lot to do in our community, and we need to overshadow the negative with the positive things that we're doing. We can always focus on that. We're not saying it's not going to stop it, not saying it is not important, but family and friends. And that's the conversation I've had with my cousin and our friends, just about family being jailed together, because you never know when the time is going to come, right? And we
Right.
want to make sure that we can do everything we can do to help our family and friends and even ourselves between those between the numbers, right? What you gonna do within that dash,
Damn. Yeah.
that dash, right? That's where the work is, and making sure that we've done some things that make somebody else's life a little bit better in between those numbers in that dash, and we got to keep that the work, as the old people would say. And Chuck, I know you know this phrase: "Let thy work speak
Speak
for
for
thee."
us.
So we got to put some more work in, man. There's a lot more to be done, a lot more needs to be done. But on top of that, in order for us to do this work, and as Chuck pointed out, sometimes we got to take us a break. Got to put the mask on ourselves. So we it's a lot, man. It's a lot in our community. In order for us to get better, we must admit that hey, we don't understand finance. We don't understand budgeting. We buy some of this stuff just to keep up with whatever the fad is.
Right.
We're not where we want to be financially. We
Yeah.
don't own because we don't own and run our own business because my ass don't want to get up at 5 o'clock every morning and go to bed at 10 p.m.
And
We just
have
got
the discipline and the consistency to do so. Like
we just got to
it,
say that,
it's one thing to be able to say, all right, I want to do it and I can do it for a little while,
right?
but it's a different level of discipline and consistency that says I'm willing to do these things and be in these places consistently every day, regardless of everything else that goes on. And
You got
I
to
can
do
do
that.
all of it.
Nightcap Knowledge. We're going to be here talking at 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, regardless if we got 3 people watching or if we got 300.
Yeah, and we 200 and I think it's 214 episodes in right now.
Yeah.
And the other side of that statement that you're making, Mac, is like we've created an archive. Um, it's a weekly archive, and I think I want to challenge us just to be a bit more. I don't even know if timely is the right word, but I know we do the mental health minute and we do what's the groove, and that's kind of like where both of our minds have been across the week since the last nightcap, or some of the things that we might be working on. But I think we might need to start doing like our own analysis or offering our own opinions about some of the current events that might be happening.
Yeah,
Um,
hot
you know what
topic.
I'm saying?
We could do a hot topic uh portion of the show where we could
Yeah,
say what's going on and just say, even if just say, if we say fuck that, we ain't got nothing to talk about, right? We don't have no feelings of it one way or the other.
yeah.
Um
Like, hey, this happened. I don't have a comment one way or the other about it, but it
yeah,
happened. It's something
yeah,
that you should be forming your own opinion about.
yeah.
We may not have our own opinions about whatever that particular subject might be, but this is something that should be on your mind as a responsible citizen.
So let's jump to that, right? Even though we are nonpartisan, we advocate for that. No matter who's in the seat, what are you doing to properly prepare? And I know there's been a lot of panic. Folks are worrying about what's going to happen in January. What are you doing to properly prepare to be able to create a support system that would lessen the blow of the person that's going to be in the different seats? So those are the conversations that we have. We can be upset at the different situations, but what are we doing to properly prepare? So if we take football, for instance, if if they know they got a losing season, when they see that they done lost 7 games in a row, or
Right.
5
Right.
maybe, somebody in the background is doing the research. That, okay,
Yeah.
now. I'm not even worried about this season.
No,
I'm ready. I'm getting ready for
I'm
next
already
season.
game one of next year.
I'm getting ready to say, okay, we're gonna get rid of this person, that person. We're gonna bring in that. what is the game plan to help Savage and
Right.
make things better, salvage and make things better. So that's what we have to be is for us,
Yeah.
knowing what's the next game plan, what's the next move, what's the next groove, putting these different things in perspective. What systems are you putting in place? What are you gonna have? And so, those are the conversations that we have because these are very, very relevant conversations to our livelihood.
Right.
Because we need everybody out there that is Chuck say in WW land plus more to actively participate in the electoral process.
Yeah.
We need you to understand the importance of small business and local business. We need you to
And the,
understand
the
also
importance of local politics. Like we spend a lot of
yeah,
time talking about um the presidential or the federal, level of politics, but really the impact and the decisions of everything at the federal level, it begins local.
yeah, yeah, and we gotta have those. We're gonna have more of those in depth conversations. We're gonna
Right.
talking to the audience right now. We're gonna work on more guests that can give you information, updated, be able to give you some news that you can use. We want you to to spread the word, pay attention, take notes, whatever we got to do. Try to have more interaction from the audience. Get your feedback more so. But this is a tool that we're going to use to have fun. Yes, but also we want to use it to get across messages and to be able to educate and provide support. Um, I think right now, Chuck, we're at 9:32, and that's for us being on our time limits of saying what we're going to do
Right.
because we want to make sure that we can continue to bring you something that's helpful. And hopefully you enjoy it. But the goal is to make sure that it's helpful. Each episode makes you think, brings you something that's helpful, that helps you in your day to day life or helps your family or in the business. So we got a lot of things that's coming up. You definitely got to stay tuned. We're going to be definitely focused on health in 2025, definitely focused on um, local municipality. There's elections are going on in 2025 and farming. We're going to be, who knows? You might have a live that come from a farm one of these nights. So make sure that you're tuning
Spirit got
in.
to get us some of that good internet for that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get that that super duper internet that them folks be using when they be out in the middle of the damn rainforest doing stuff. We're gonna need some of that. Um, but that's where
That
we are right
satellite
now.
internet, that satellite.
Yeah, but stay tuned, check us out. Go to epsinstitute.org to see all the things that we got going on there and msmove.org. And got some new stuff dropping on I Got It Made. You're gonna see more of that tomorrow. But yeah, make sure you go check out I Got It Made and be ready to make your purchase.
So
Make
look,
it,
Mac, for everybody that's still tuned in and tapping into this and whenever they're watching it, the new product for I Got It Made, which was inspired by our sister G.I. Jane, it is tagged in the description. The link is actually in the description of this particular show. So I'm pretty sure between Mac, myself, the Nightcap Knowledge page, and I Got It Made page, we will share out and send out some messages and emails that will give you the opportunity to, represent and wear your truth as we are preparing to make our way into 2025. Look, I was watching something that I would say is an inspiration. Mac, have you ever watched an episode of the Pivot podcast?
hmm,
All right, the Pivot podcast is a group of brothers that I believe they so the Pivot and I Am Athlete used to be together, and the Pivot is one show, I Am Athlete is another show. And in this episode, and this is me attempting to be a bit more student of quote
hmm,
unquote high level podcasts. And they've got multiple camera angles. They are in person, and they have guests that are of a celebrity caliber. So in the episode that I was studying before we got on tonight, they had Snoop Dogg, and Snoop has cereal. Snoop has syrup. He has pancake mix. He's got a new situation with Happy Dad, which is like a seltzer. And I'm a fan of seltzers. My favorite local seltzer is from Chandelier Brewing Company. They do a muscadine seltzer. It's good, Mac. I think that you would like it. But this is me, attempting to study them and what they got going on, man. And one of the things that I can say that Snoop has done well, he has not been corny. He has not been corny at all. Like he ain't been on no goofball stuff. He hadn't he has not attempted to do things that are quote unquote, not age appropriate. I think that he has innovated and got himself involved in business and business opportunities that speak to who he is as a person and the people that he has around him. So this is just me, answering the challenge that I can hear from me doing these studies. And I know, Mac, you read a lot, you watch a lot of things, man. Like when we see Yellowstone, when we see the folks, it's a group of folks out in Atlanta. They bought property and they began to develop. Honestly, it's a whole community. So seeing what the brothers at the Pivot Podcast have going on, and that's not to say that we haven't been able to achieve some level of success, and that's being able to hear what Mac told us tonight in terms of celebrating and being okay with where we are in our journey. But it's also to say, hey, we got somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there can understand what we're saying when we say that, is that we've been consistent. We've had high quality content in terms of the people that have come on this particular show, and also the overall platform of Black Window Chaser. But here at Nightcap Knowledge, we know that we definitely began with the idea of putting something worth having on your mind before you go to bed. That way you got something to meditate on, something to pray about, something to wake up to, something to motivate you and to continue to push you to the next level of whatever it is that you got going on. And I know for sure that Mac doesn't get funded with grants, and overall Mississippi Move doesn't get funded with grants, and we don't have the opportunity personally to DJ for a living and to provide for our family without having been consistent and provide a high level of service in all of those things that I just mentioned. So now it's how do we push past where we are right now? How do we pivot? Shout out to the pivot. How do we pivot and make sure that the things that we've already put in place maintain? And then how do we make sure that we're continuously educating ourselves and then elevating ourselves and ultimately moving Mississippi forward? Because that's what our mission has been. So like we're gonna do this with Nightcap Knowledge. We ain't letting up. Black Window Chaser, we're gonna do this. We ain't letting up. Mississippi Move, we're gonna do this. We're not letting up. Yard Boy has been one of the most quiet and consistent organizations. Whether you know that Yard Boy was there or not, Mac and the team of bartenders, we probably served you a drink. We probably DJ'd your party. We probably even made a recommendation to say, hey, I'll let that brother over there and he gonna set your letters up for you. Or whatever all of those things are, the event organizers that we built relationships with. Sometimes you got that recommendation from us, whether it might have been through Mississippi Black Pages or any of the other things that we've started all over these years. Yard Boy was the basis. So if we look at Yard Boy like John Dutton looked at Yellowstone,
Oh yeah.
I think we're doing all right.
Yeah, man. Listen, I got to catch up on my Yellowstone, but even when we talk about taking that time, it could be catching up on your favorite show. But we know that for some of us, and I'm speaking to those folks out there. We know that we put in 8 days a week, right? Um, and you're looking at 25 hours a day, and because you're trying to achieve some things, but even in that mindset and with that plan, you still got to have some type of break. So right now we are almost at 9. We are at 9:40, and Chuck and I got some things we got to work on, and we got to stick to what we said we're gonna do, so we can continue to bring you some good stuff and make it even better for 2025. So as always, guys, we're gonna let you know the next date, but right now we're gonna get ready for our financial health and wealth coming up pretty soon. And the more healthy you are financially, the more that you can get to where the money resides.
Wait. What a money reside, 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 what a money reside.
We'll see y'all next week. Appreciate y'all for tuning in each and every week to Nightcap Knowledge. Just on your head before you go to bed. Think about it, read about it, do something about it. 100 Proof Podcast is on the way. Nightcap Knowledge, baby. Let's go.
What a money reside.